Hey everybody, it's the Mad Master here. I'm redoing this video that I was doing earlier because I knew that I was saying some verboten things that would not be pass muster on this platform, so I'm redoing it. But recently, there is a facial cloth mandate in Dane County, Wisconsin, that has been more controversial than it would have been last year, as I've said in previous videos. But just before I say this, before I go into this, I will say that I'm just as responsible for the current regime being in place, because I voted for the current mayor 2 years ago without knowing that this, I couldn't foresee all this crazy kind of woke kind of shit going on in this town. So the problem is that people have had they've gotten the shot at success, in this town at 70% or more, right? And now they're complaining, certain artists of the bourgeoisie, doing plays. Oh, I'm so great. I am so, and they also require their patrons had the shot, or they had the shot on stage. These theater groups, they're complaining about the mandates. And it's like, you're the ones for a year and a half who've gone along with this entire thing. Now you're complaining. Now you're saying, oh, it's threatening my business. It's threatening my art. Oh, I saw these interviews with these people. I'm just laughing my ass off. Like, it's just like, a lot of people, like one of my friends said, they were, he was done in March 2020 with all this stuff. Not that I'm not saying that that's, not real, or, that things don't happen to people. I'm not saying that, but just all this government fucking meddling in people's business, and it's without anything to really help the businesses or anything. So you have these theater groups complaining because everybody, that they literally card people at the door for what, they card people at the door for that, and then all their people on stage had the what too. And because I can't talk about this stuff on YouTube, I'm using code. So they're so oblivious to the fact that this has been going on so long. Now they complain, like, because now they're required to be on stage with the facial covering on, and they complained about it, and then the Dane County board, medical people or whatever, is like, well, we realize that, but we need, it's really bad right now. And you look at the rates, I guess they're stable. It's like, I mean, nobody's, the thing that bothers me about this is just like, people have been warning about a lot of this stuff for over a year. Like, they're never going to get rid of this. They're going to do this next, and they're going to do this. And I'm not saying that they're going to do all this stuff or not not do this. Like, look at Denmark right now saying we're going to lift all these restrictions. Of course, who knows? But maybe they're just giving people a taste of freedom before they lock them down again. I don't know. But it's really at this point we've reached a precipice where people are just saying enough is enough. Like in Australia, these mass protests and stuff, and all these things that are going on. But here in Madison, Wisconsin, it's like these snooty theater owners, and I'm not saying I love theater. Like, I want to go to, like, there's this place called American Players Theater in Spring Green. I would love to go back to that and take a date there. This is like my fantasy dream to go there, like, because I wanted to go there with someone, and then things went sour, and then that was like, I never had it actually had a date out there, for whatever reason. I never got around to taking a date out to that theater. So I like plays, I like theater, I like Shakespeare and stuff. So it's not something that I don't enjoy, but I just, I'm making fun of these kind of like liberal, like wine sniffing kind of people, because it's like they're the ones that kind of cuck themselves to this whole narrative. They allowed for all this stuff to happen over a year and a half, and now they're complaining, look, why can't I do a play without a mask on? Ah! You know, it's like, well, you fucking, you allowed for this to happen, and now you're complaining because I had, yeah, no shit, no shit. Yeah, we followed along with all their stuff, even to the point of, putting things into us that we didn't necessarily even want to do, right? Because we were told, oh, you've come back to work. If you haven't had this, you'll have to wear the magical cloth square on your face. And it's like, okay, I don't want to do that. So I'm like, well, I'm weighing my options. Maybe it could get worse in the future. Maybe there could be some stuff that's bad with it. I think I've probably already had it, like I said, January 2020. Or I said that I had it. I didn't say that I had it in a video, but I think I did have it in January 2020. Nevertheless, I've had the operation done to me, whatever you want to call it. I'm just using code, the one shot success, the Big Johnson and Big Johnson's poker hall or whatever, poker in the rear, liquor in the front, those old shirts from the 90s. I'm just using code Big Johnson, you know what I mean? I've had that one shot at success. I'm not going to get another shot at success just because Big Sharma, actually I knew this guy named Sharma. Anyways, I'll just say Big Sharma wants me to do it for money or whatever. I'm not going to do it unless there's really legit proof that I need to do that, other than maybe getting a little cold or something from it. So I'm not going to do that. And I'll leave wherever place requires me to do that every couple of months. There's just Babylon Bee subscription service Pfizer article, which could be reality in 6 months for all we know. It's a parody article, but still, it's good to make fun of this stuff. I think things are just going to collapse completely before, this is my prediction, completely before any of that stuff happens. It's hard to explain what I feel, but I think in like the next 6 months, things are just going to go fucking crazy in the United States and the world. So I don't think it's going to happen. They're going to try. I don't think it's going to work. First of all, I mean, it hasn't worked. Look at what's happening now. Like, people are, they're talking about the passports, but it's like, well, you can spread it anyways. Well, we still have to wear the magical cloth square, even if you've had the shot. I'm just gonna go along with everything the government tells me and Big Sharma tells me. I'm just gonna follow it. I'm a zombie. CNN rules. Cuomo was great. No, he's not. It's like just the idiocy of the common person, and just like makes me more misanthropic and want to be more like a Satanist that I talked about in the previous video, like a misanthrope. It's just like a Satanist. It's like I'm so sick of people like just grandstanding on their shit, and then just months later, like, I'm sure some of these people that are in these theater groups were just total like maniacs on Twitter to people like about wearing magical cloth squares. Now they're complaining. Well, why do you think we complained in the first place? Because we were scared of this kind of thing happening over time. We were scared of the goalposts always moving. We were scared of not, that something else was behind this. I'm not saying like Dane County, like these fucking like bourgeois liberals are like all like conspiring for some type of big evil Illuminati kind of thing or something. I'm not saying that, but we were just the sociological impacts of all these things, and this trust in authorities, just to keep moving the goalpost. And it's like, it's so stupid when I can drive 30 or 40 miles, go to a coffee shop, everything's normal. Went to this coffee shop where me and my ex-girlfriend met last week, and that was the first time I went there since we met. It was just like I almost went there one other time, but it was like I just wanted to visit this coffee shop because it was an open coffee. I drove by it because I was going to this record store, and I saw the coffee shop had people without masks on, and they're just enjoying their life. And I went in there, and it was great. And there was I'm going back next week probably because I just like this coffee shop. And I don't want to have to go to a coffee shop here and have to put a mask on and then take it off and put it back on just to go to the bathroom or whatever. Just that's totally it's just where the magical cloth square removal and then put back on is totally I'm trying to think of words. I'm trying to get past the censors. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's not very what's the word? I'm trying to think of a word because I'm trying to think of a word to use. It doesn't seem like it makes sense. It's like, why would you do that when it's already in the air and all that stuff? The what thing is already in the air. I just think it's just so dumb. They have no sense of anything. They're just going by medical and health stuff. That's it. There's no. It's like what I said in my. I'm gonna write probably another article for Substack. When this crisis started, you had people talk about it was just only medical people that were involved with making the decisions a lot of the time. You didn't have any other than upwards transfer of wealth for the corporations. Well, you saw those Trump press conferences. He had all these CEOs and stuff, but you had nobody that was involved with mental health, like a mental health authority. Nobody that was involved with like labor. Nobody that was involved with it just didn't seem like it was all Birx, Fauci, and fucking Jerome Adams. And Redfield. That's it. Those are the only people making decisions for the whole. I'm not saying that that's true. I'm just saying that there wasn't enough other people involved with other fields involved in the mandates and stuff to look over things and see, hey, well, maybe we can adjust this here. Maybe we can make this, give this here. Now you have de Blasio talking about comics. I'm just like, Captain America needs to punch that Nazi out. That's all. I mean, that's my opinion, So, there's Avengers. You can get a free comic if you get the shot. It was this video I saw. I'm just like, it's almost as cringy as the burger one. Not quite as bad because it's just like he's half-assed doing it this time. Instead of overacting in the last one. I don't even know these people. I don't know what's going on with all this stuff. It's just insanity. So, my whole point is that these theater people, they punked themselves, with this whole thing because they went along with all the guidelines and mandates, and now they're suffering because of that. For other people that would not follow some of these guidelines, and I'm not talking about just going to a big Trump rally without a mask on or something. I never did anything like that, but refused to follow this household order in December or November of last year. I'm not going to see my family for a month. I'm not going to see my friends. Nobody's got, everybody's fine. Everybody probably, most people probably had it already that I knew, because people got, a few people got really sick and they were around other people that weren't sick, and they just, they were around people enough that probably had, maybe have had the asymptomatic one. And I'm like, why am I I'm not going to follow what the government tells me as far as hanging out with friends or hanging out with family. I think it went way too far with that. I think, the bubble people were kind of hypocrites, what I call bubble people. So there was this whole thing last year, it's these liberal outlets like the Atlantic or whoever, New York Times or something, they'd say, well, we got a social distance, but you can have a bubble of 10 people maybe, so you don't spread the virus. And Rufus McDoofus, obviously my character, the virus adverse character that I do, would not like this either. But the bubble thing caught on a little bit. People made all sorts of rationalizations and excuses. I heard that, I listened to this podcast, this true crime podcast, and it's these two girls that aren't, they are related, but they're not in each other's household, and they made, well, we had to still see each other. I know it's wrong, but we still had to hang out. It's they're making excuses. All these liberals are making excuses for seeing their relatives, even with the virus raging. Maybe not their 80-year-old grandfather or something, but 50-year-old mom or something they still saw or whatever during the whole thing when you were supposed to quarantine. I just want to fucking slap these people in the fucking jaw, man. It's so annoying. The hypocrisy of a lot of them now. It's like they're telling people, oh, it's all the Trump supporters. Well, this is turning into a different rant. But anyways, it's all the Trump supporters' fault for not getting the shot. Oh, they're gonna cause all these millions. And you know what? And then you look at the stats that like 25% of the world only had the the Action Jackson Nation, as famous conspiracy theorist Matt McKinley calls it, because I like to use that code. I think it's hilarious. So, or something like that. It's not even like hard. I mean, or had the full watched the full movie, the full Action Jackson Nation movie, or Jabba Dabba Jabba Jabba Doo, Jabba Dabba Doo. I don't know if he's still saying that in his videos, but yeah, it's nonsense. Like just the gall and the confusion, the hypocrisy. I'm so sick of it. I might take a break from the whole thing for a month if I can. I mean, I don't know. I haven't been to any place in Dane County since this mandate went. I've been driving outside of the county just so I don't have to put on the cloth. I just couldn't do it. I've been to people's, I've been to people's houses and stuff, or, people that I'm hanging out with. I've been outside, and gotten gas at a gas station with a card outside, but I haven't been inside. It's in Dane County since the mandate. I don't think I will, because I don't want to deal with that crap. I mean, maybe I did go to one place, this guitar repair shop that I went to, where I had the CV 1984 mask that I have, and I went in with it on a little bit, and then I just took it down because nobody was. I mean, there were like 3 or 4 people not wearing it anyways. The girl at the counter was wearing a N95, and if you're wearing an N95, the thing is, N95. I will say at this point, I respect people that wear the N95. If they're wearing an N95, that's the correct thing to do. I don't know. I think it probably does help, right? I respect it more than people that are just wearing the cloth one and giving people shit about not wearing one. That's sheer bullshit, hypocrisy, whatever. If you're wearing an N95, good on you. And the irony is the more people dig in, the more hypocrites they are. It seems like you have all these politicians that have the worst restrictions. Usually they're caught at a fucking restaurant with their friends, or a bar. There's a list of 100 people that are total hypocrites in the Democratic Party. I'm completely done with the Democratic Party anyways, but like I said in the beginning of the video, I didn't say this, I said this in my previous take of this video because I didn't want to trigger anything with the censorship that's going on. So I almost voted for Paul Soglin, who's this old boomer kind of perpetual mayor of Madison, and I think I probably would have gone back in time. He used to be a radical that went a little more yuppie, or more business oriented, but I think in this crisis he probably would have handled it better in this town, in my opinion. He wouldn't. In my opinion, I don't know, but it's hard to say. But he was he would have looked at these things with more nuance, I think, than the woke people in power now, who I voted for too, but I was misguided. So yeah, these theater people complaining about the mandate, it's like, well, you reap what you sow, don't you? You didn't question things last year when things were getting weird with these mandates and stuff. You didn't think that you would be a victim of this, and you did. It's kind of like the liberals calling for censorship now. It's like, oh, well, we need to censor misinformation on the internet, like fucking TJ Kirk. By the way, the TJ Kirk video was not meant to be where you have to do age verification. I don't know what happened. I'm glad they didn't take it down for like two previous other videos they did, but that was supposed to be. I put everything as 18 and up, but that doesn't mean that you have to sign. There's 2 different tiers of that. So the 18, it's not for kids. Like, those are most videos on YouTube that I watch are not for kids, but they're not because the kids only videos don't have ads, or like it doesn't have, I forgot what it shows. I accidentally put some some songs last year as that on my other channel, but I didn't mean to put an adult verification for the TJ one, and I don't know what happened. Someone must have flagged it or something. But the good thing is it's still up, and I haven't gotten any more marks on my channel yet, of course. For those who watch this very small, it's a very small channel, I admit. I just do these train of consciousness kinds of videos. I just don't give a shit. I just do it. I just feel like I have to, as a catharsis. So I'm gonna take a break from the virus stuff, though, probably for a month. I've been talking about that for months. I really can't deal with the crap anymore about this whole, but these mandates, what they've got to do a smarter job at this, and just think about this thing for a while, and them restricting these theater owners from doing, I want to do comedy, open mic comedy, and I'm looking for an open mic place to do that. I've printed out my comedy bit. I have new jokes, including some about our current situation. And I'm trying to find a place, and I think there is a place here that is still doing open mics. I don't know how they're getting away with that. I'm not sure. I'll have to do some research on that. But do I expect... Anyways, I'm going to do another video about what I expect in the future. That's all.